Robbie, what's your thoughts after a 6-goal thriller?
As a collective, we were fantastic, unbelievable. That's us. Seeing the stats, 20 shots, 20 chances, 18 shots, 4 goals. At half-time, the same message, keep doing what you're doing, because you've been brilliant. I know we're 2-1 down. They had 2 shots, 2 goals. I needed a big save off the goalie, give us one, a 4-2. So, yeah, each and every one of them were outstanding. And we had a reaction. As a management team, we needed a reaction. That's why we made changes. And the changes work. So all you can ask of a group on the back of our worst performance of the season is a reaction. And that shows to everybody inside the stadium tonight. Crowd were fantastic. Difficult conditions, cold night, Nick, the grounds were brilliant. That goes to show that these players have got so much belief in what they do, and they were truly terrific.
It could have been all here we go again, couldn't it, with those 3 goals in 5 minutes, going behind twice. I guess the only frustration is those 2 goals conceded.
Yeah, listen, I just said we needed a win tonight. It wasn't the performance. The best thing was the performance was incredible. The dynamic, pace, power, creativity, people who wanted the ball, defended well. Collectively, all you want is a reaction, and we were truly, truly, at times, breathtaking.
You wouldn't want to make changes at half-time. I know there's frustrations among the crowd because you could see you were playing so well towards the back end of the first half.
Yeah, we'll make change if necessary. So again, when we've changed the starting 11 a lot this season because of the amount of players, but there's been back-to-back games, 3 occasions when we've not lost. So we've only kept the same team on 2 occasions 3 times, and we got a 100% record of not losing. But we've had to change the team when we're doing that because of injuries, suspensions, loans. So again, that there now is back to the 4-2-3-1. We're trying to find solutions, trying to find ways. And again, listen, I can't speak highly of my group, our group. I've got the belief in them. They know that, and it was the same clear messages. We're building the foundations. The bricks are getting laid. The roof will eventually come. Whether it's this year, next year, or 2 years. This is what we're doing at this football club now, and we can be proud. And for Dale and Asif to be here, with their work commitments again, Dale's loving it, and it was a performance for everybody tonight because I questioned myself, the players questioned themselves, but we stuck together. We go again together. Now we go to York with the belief. Listen, York and Rochdale are 2 best sides in the league, but we go there, and if we can play like that, we've got a chance against anybody.
Part of the foundations you laid as being on Gabe Kirkhoff. Firstly, the goal he scored, how nice to score from a set piece, and secondly, the awareness of defending his balls forward. He seemed to have it all today. Yeah,
we've got to thank our sporting director, Mark. What he did at Reading and what he's doing here. And our alignment between myself, Mark, Dale, and Asif in how we recruit. On the analysis team, Tom, Billy. We all play a huge part. Our scouts, Peter and Tony. It's Tony who went to watch Gabe numerous times, but Peter goes and watches players numerous times. So we add all that together, and we're finding young talent. We're finding the best young talent, and we're getting the best young talent from higher up. Chibi, look at Harry Whitwell, Isaac Moore, Balagizi, Gilly. I can mention all our loans. Canu, they've been brilliant, and we'll continue to do it, and we'll continue to stay on our journey and our path and play exciting, attacking football and give this crowd something to shout about. And at times we're going to have the dips, but tonight was brilliant.
Mixed in with the experience, like Nick Horton, I think you put not pressure on him, but you bigged him up for the game, so we need a game from you, and he certainly did perform today.
Yeah, he was brilliant. Great goal. Jaden Clark, brilliant. They all were. Even when the subs come on, all I asked my team to do is run around at times. Cairo and Doige come on. In the last 5 minutes, they got a couple of throw-ins because they chased down and harried and hassled. And that's what I want. That's all I ask. Players who aren't in the squad tonight have got to get back to doing that because we set the standard. And when I get the stats back, if the standard aren't up to what we achieved early in the season, then there'll be changes. I just ask people to give me everything, have a goal, give the crowd something to cheer about. And even at half-time was the same message. Because I knew if we play like we did in the first half, we've got a great chance of winning.
How's Mingy came off in the first half?
Yeah, he had a slight knee problem. I think it was I think it was a cyst that's burst. But he's going to be okay. We're managing it. He just fell a bit awkwardly, but I think it might be a couple of days only. So I think he'll be okay for Saturday. Fingers crossed. you know, he's desperately disappointed, the youngster. I know he's 25, but in our team, that's, you know, he's quite old in our team being 25. But again, I've just given him a big hug in there. He was upset. Listen, you know, you've done great for us, and you will continue to do great. Don't worry about it. It's football, but rest, recover, ice, and hopefully he'll be okay for the weekend.
But his loss was Tom Knowles' game, coming on in the first half, scoring, doing great defensively as well. Really impressed, amongst other players, I know.
Yeah, there was one funny moment with a fan. I think the ball went over Knowles' head, and I was shouting at Knowlesy, and then the gentleman behind me shouted, "Well, you put him on," and I turned around, so I had no options really, you know, because he's the right back on the bench. And then when he smashed it in the top corner, I turned around to the gentleman and said, well, "That's why I put him on." But Knowlesy needed that. Knowlesy's lacked a bit of confidence, but I pulled him. I pulled him and said, "Knowlesy, you've been magnificent for me. You have been truly brilliant," and that he needed that. He's not a right back, we know that, but his performance again and his goal, and you can see what it means to him. And hopefully, I'm just trying to give my players all the confidence in the world and try and make them believe how good they are, because they're a good group.
Christian Doige came on for his 200th appearance for the club, and he got a nice warm reception for that, because I know he's not featured too much this season, but still a club legend in Forest Green's fans' eyes.
Yeah, he's been great around the group. You know, he's been brilliant around the group. Helpful, encouraging. Even when he's not in it, he's there getting around the lads, because, you know, I've got to use his knowledge and I've got to use, you know, his experience, regardless if he plays or not, because his aura around the group is brilliant. As you say, he's a club legend. The fans love him. You know, and at times when he's sitting on the bench there, and if we're not winning the game, you know, the fans are saying at 45, "Get Doige on." You know, but we've got to look, we've got to assess. You know, but he's a club legend, and that can never be taken away from him.
Tate Campbell's spotted in the crowd today. I know he's a player that's been linked to Forest Green. Is there anything happening with him? Is he going to be signing Forest Green soon? Just coincidence that he was here today?
Listen, I don't like speaking about, you know, players who aren't with us yet, but you know, a fee has been agreed with Buxton, subject to a medical. You know, hopefully that can be passed, and if everything's passed, you know, the fee's been agreed. I think the paperwork's in. Buxton have been brilliant in negotiations. Danny at Buxton, again, Peter Bander's seen him numerous times for us as our Northern scout. And again, as Tony told us about Gabe, went to watch him numerous times, he said, "Listen, go for him." Peter said the same thing about Tate. I tried to get Tate at Macclesfield before he went to Buxton. So, you know, obviously he's here. The fee's been agreed. Listen, if he passes his medical and the paperwork, I think the paperwork's done, and it goes in, then yeah, he'll be a Forest Green player tomorrow or Thursday. I think I'm allowed to say that because he's here. He's been given permission to come down. So Buxton have been great with us, and I think they've done well with Tate. And the reason why we've gone for him, because he's a six that protects. You know, he's 23, very, very good player, and we're delighted if he passes his medical, that he becomes a Forest Green Rovers player.
Well, thank you very much. Well done today.
Thanks, Billy.